Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited you're here tonight in this cold weather, wherever you live. Hope maybe you're not somewhere cold, but a lot of us are somewhere cold and we're all snowed in. So thanks for taking 30 minutes out of your schedule as you're home and just getting to enjoy your family, just to spend 30 minutes with us and learn about this amazing technology. So I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host for this evening. What we'll be sharing about tonight is this little technology that I'm going to go in depth with. You can put your questions in the chat as they come to you as you're thinking about them. At the end, there'll be time to come on and ask questions, and we can answer those for you as well. But let's just start with our medical disclaimer. So what we will be sharing tonight is for informational and educational purposes only. All of our products that we discuss are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. If you are on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, just like embarking on a new fitness program, make sure that or diet or fitness program, please make sure that you check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. So with that, we are going to dive into this amazing little technology that is FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. It's a Class 1 medical device, completely non-transdermal. So it's made up of organic amino acids and salts in the center there. So at a very tiny stereoisomer level, a crystal lattice structure is inside of there. That's a scientific term. That crystal lattice structure is reflective like a mirror. And I'm going to explain how that works here in a minute. But this is medical grade plastic, sealed on both sides. And like I said before, completely non-transdermal. So there is nothing that's transferring from this patch into your body. Okay. It's not like a nicotine patch, a vitamin patch, an estrogen patch. It works completely different from that. So if that's what you're used to or that's what you know about, just know this is different. It's not putting anything into your body, okay? So it's completely hypoallergenic adhesive as well. It has a 96% effectiveness rate, which is truly just off the charts when you consider anything in the natural health sphere, health realm of what, things like that can do for you. Most of the time, we're talking about other types of technologies. There's, different kinds of injections, there's supplements. 96% effectiveness rate that's not really a thing. This is very, very high. So there is nothing else in the world that does what this technology does. It's extremely affordable. Let's do a comparison real quick. If we're talking about a comparison to what this technology does, I'm just going to give you one that's not a great one, and I'll explain that here in a minute too, but it would be similar to a stem cell injection. Obviously, that is invasive and that is putting something into your body. Those injections, they tell you they have no idea if they will work or not. Okay. So there's not even a 50%, effectiveness rate with those. Okay. This has a 96% effectiveness rate. So to get those regenerative cells to support your body. So it's your body that's doing it. So nothing's going in like with an injection to where your body has to be able to use that properly. This isn't working like that. This is already turning on. It's turning on what is already available in the body, just helping turn that back on so that it starts working again. So there's no product in the world that does anything like this, okay? So when we're talking about, we have our technology, these two together, Cellergize Morning, these two together just won the Stem Cell of the Year, the Biotech Award of the Year, very prestigious award for Stem Cell Technology of the Year. Okay, the combination of the two. When you add this to this technology, it gives it 100% effectiveness rate. The reason for that is because inside here is all of the building blocks that your body needs to make sure this technology is working right. Most people are deficient in certain types of either electrolytes, copper, amino acids, things like that. They're very common things that people are deficient in, that this is very well crafted. And again, there's no other comparison. You can buy individual products that will make up what's in here. You can do all of that, but that would be much more expensive, like 4 or 5 times as expensive as what this is. So this is crafted specifically for a person's needs to then also support this. So your standard needs that you would have anyway, proper electrolytes, balance of zinc and copper, proper amino acids, to have those things that will allow this technology to work even just 4% better. So that's what's phenomenal about this. So that award is truly remarkable, very prestigious that we just won that. So let's dive into how this actually does what it does. So it works through a process called photobiomodulation. You don't have to know that word, okay? I'm just telling you that word from a standpoint of so you understand scientifically, but you never have to go out and tell anybody else that that's how it works. But what's happening is you don't, this is something that you already participate in every day and don't realize it. So every time you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it was already designed to do in the body anyway. So the sun is the light source, okay, that causes our body to work properly, for that vitamin D in our body to work properly. Okay, so with this technology, it's working through that same process, only you don't need the sun. Our bodies actually emit a low-grade infrared light. I'm going to explain this too, because I know that can sound strange to some people, but that infrared light, when you watch a movie and they're looking through night vision goggles and they're talking about seeing a heat signature, scientifically, that is light. All those different colors, those are light. So that light is what's creating the heat. Okay, so that light source hits the center of this patch. You can wear this anywhere you want to on the body because the light source comes out everywhere of our body if we're alive. So, and you can wear it anywhere, and it hits the center of that patch going back into the body. So remember that crystal lattice structure that's reflective like a mirror? It hits that, goes back into the body, turns on GHK copper peptide. So I was talking about the sun turning on vitamin D. This technology uses that same photobiomodulation process to turn on GHK copper peptide, okay? That peptide is considered the fountain of youth in the body. They found it over 50 years ago. It's very scientifically backed. You can see all of the research on that. I think it's I'm not going to remember the exact website right now, but you can find it on our website too. So our website is patchtheway.com, PATCH theway.com. You can see all of the studies. There's over 90 clinical studies. There's over 250 patents on this technology. And there's a little button in the left-hand corner. You click that, it will tell you then to enter the passcode light. And then across the top will come up all of the studies and the patents if you want to dive deep into what's gone on the research of this technology for the past 20 years. But there's also a link in there that goes to the GHK copper peptide. The scientist that found that is Dr. Lauren Picard. So his information will be in there. But there's 50 years of all kinds of scientists that have been doing research on GHK copper peptide. So it's very well scientifically documented of what GHK copper peptide does in the body. So one of the things that it does is it turns on regenerative cells. So that's why I was making the comparison to a stem cell injection. So just know again, this isn't putting anything into your body. GHK copper peptide is already in your body. It's just not working the way that it did when we were younger. By the time we're 30, half of our regenerative cells are no longer working properly. By the time we're 60, we only have about 10% that are any longer working on our behalf. It's why between 30 and 60, you see aches, pains, illness, disease, all these different things start to happen to people's bodies. It's because their regenerative cells are not working any longer. This is the light switch that turns that signal back on, saying, I am still alive and I want you to start working the way that you did when I was younger. Okay, so we're not just talking about a technology that's an anti-aging process. We're talking about a technology that is a true age reversal process. So when you start wearing this technology, I know all kinds of people who've gone in and had their biologic age test done, and it's now showing they're much, much younger. For example, a 50-year-old woman who has had hers done now shows she's 25. Okay, so her blood work is showing that in her blood work. It's because the body is utilizing GHK copper peptide the way it did when she was 25. So just know that this technology is literally only a light switch. It's not doing anything. It's your body that does all of the healing. That's what I love so much about our scientist, founder, inventor, David Schmidt, is because he has studied the way God has designed us, the way that we are created, and then he is building technologies that support that infinite design. It's why we get the results that we get with this technology. It's because it's supporting our creator's design. And so that's what's so truly amazing, and why I am thrilled to be a part of this, thrilled to tell people about it. And it's why we watch so many amazing things happen in people's bodies coming back into balance and having them have more vitality and more joy and just feel better in their body. It's because it's working with our true design. It's not having to combat anything like a medication or even a supplement. Like when you're talking about taking supplements, our body has to be able to use those supplements and break those down properly. It has to go through a whole process. So of us ingesting it being digested properly, of then our cells then being able to grab on what's been digested to transport it where it needs to go, and then for that cell to absorb it, and then it has to be able to use it. So anywhere in that chain, we have all kinds of things that break down. This bypasses all of that. It just goes straight to the source, turning it on, saying, body, we just need you to work the way that you were already designed, which is what is so amazing about the technology. So that's the first thing that's so amazing about GHK copper peptide. This is why there's no product in the world that does what x39 does, is because it not only turns on those regenerative cells, but it has a very long list of other things that it turns on too. And I'm only going to talk to you about 4 more. The first one is your cardiovascular system. So this helps to support your cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level. So I was watching a doctor talk about the mitochondria and how it's so important that we love and support our mitochondria. So they house the power, they're the powerhouse, they're the ones that create the ATP, which is the energy. So energy is what we need to do anything we do in our life. Okay. It's in order for us to think, in order for me to be able to move my hand, to move my fingers, all of that takes energy. It takes ATP. For the digestive process to happen in my body, it takes ATP. So this GHK copper peptide supports the mitochondrial across the body for you to be able to have energy that you need to move and do things in your daily life. Okay. So supporting the entire cardiovascular system at that mitochondrial level. So your heart, the blood vessels, the lining of your blood vessels, every part, which is what's so amazing. The next thing is your brain. So helping that cognition, helping you to be able to think clearer, to process things better, to process things quicker, like when you were younger, to receive information and then react on information much quicker. So having that balance in your brain makes a huge difference in your cognitive ability to do things, to have your body work properly, to be able to speak, to be able to move. Anything that's coming, functioning from our brain is our brain sending a signal based on what we want to do. So GHK copper peptide supports that brain activity. So the next thing is collagen. Collagen, most people think is just hair, skin, and nails, but it's not. It's truly the glue that holds our body together. So it's the ligaments, it's the tendons, it's the fascia, it's the lining of every single organ in your body. So when you have regenerative cells and collagen now up and working in the body the way that they were designed to, it's why people get such a wide range of amazing results. It's because those two in particular decline at about the same rate in the body. So when I said that 30%, half is now only working properly, collagen declines at about that same rate at, age 30, age 60, only about 10%. So it's the same thing with collagen. So when you get those two things working up together again, moving in tandem, it's why people have all kinds of great, amazing effects. It's why they see it in their hair, skin, and nails, but it's also why they feel it in the linings of their stomach, and things going on with stomach problems and different things like that. Is because they're getting dual support in that area, which is what's amazing. The other thing that I talk about is your immune system. So this time of year, everybody's taking vitamin C. We're all trying to make sure that we stay well. So to have something that turns on our immune system from the base, because again, remember I told you, you may be taking that vitamin C, which I'm always going to tell you to continue to take your vitamins, that you have researched and think that are good for you. That's fantastic. But our body only is able to utilize a certain amount of that. Okay. So having that support from the base, turning on your immune system to not only support your body's ability to keep away sickness, that's going around or other people coughing or things like that, but any type of ailment or disease starts in the immune system. So it's our immune system that protects us from all of that. So we want that immune system working well so that we can have support in hopefully not getting some sort of illness or disease or things like that, because that immune system is now being turned on from the base. Okay, there's nothing getting in the way. There's no transportation of supplementation and all of those things. So those 5 things is very few. If you look at the research and you look at just even Google GHK copper peptide, it's like a list of over 80 different things. It's truly phenomenal. But just these 5 things alone is massive. Like we're talking about supporting your entire body with just those things alone in one tiny little technology. Okay. And truly at that, when you consider the value of what you're getting for the price that you're paying, I don't think they charge enough. Honestly, I don't think that this it's not priced high enough for the value that we're getting to support our body the way that it does. I mean, I know lots of people that spend easily $400 a month just on supplements. We're not even touching that with one patch. I mean, for 30-day supply, it's crazy. So truly remarkable. Hydration is key, okay, with anything in health. Please hear this. This is not just about this technology working better, although when you're hydrated and you have good electrolytes along with good quality water, that is going to allow this technology to work better. But that is true for anything, okay? Even like any kind of ache, pain you might have, headaches, anything like that, just drinking water alone can remove those things for some people. So understand, most people are walking around chronically dehydrated. You need to be drinking like 5 ounces every 30 minutes if you want to be properly hydrated. Many people think that's going to have me running to the bathroom all day long. It won't. After the first couple days, your body will adjust, and that will not happen because it's using that hydration properly, which is what's so amazing about our bodies. Once again, when we give it what it needs in the right fashion, it's going to be able to use that properly. So it's going to help this technology work to be able to talk and communicate from cell to cell. It's again, energy, electrolytes that control that cell-to-cell communication that allows the signaling to go where it needs to go in the body to turn on GHK copper peptide. So that's what's truly amazing. A lot of people ask me, well, Nikki, how long do I have to wear it? And I tell them I will have a patch on my body until Jesus comes back to get me. The reason is that all of us are going in one direction. We are all aging. We're all going in one direction. I don't know of anything else that you can do that's going to support that reversal, to support that ability to turn on a body process that's going to help you have what you need to keep your body younger and more vital. Okay. And so as far as I'm concerned, I want to live every day as vitally, as vibrantly as I possibly can and be able to live out my calling that's been placed on me and not have health things that eventually get in the way that prevent me from being able to do what God has set me here and called me to do. So, what questions can we ask for you? I know, let me see who all is on here. So anyone that is brand new, we always do a drawing for 5 days of the X39 technology. So if you have not been able to use the X39 yet, we need to have you put your name in the chat along with who invited you to the call tonight. Put that in the chat and we will do a wheel of names and be able to have somebody win 5 days free. So we're just thank you for being here tonight and we love to reward you with that. So let me see what questions we have in the chat. And if somebody wants to raise their hand and ask a question, that's fine too. Let me see here. Oh, yes. Thank you, Pastor Ed. So if you grab in the chat, you can see that Biotech Award of the Year for the Stem Cell Technology of the Year. He put a bunch of the promotional items in there. Let me see here. Oh, thank you, Pastor Ed. He also put in the patchtheway.com. The password is light. GHK Copper Peptide by Lauren Bacart. You can purchase that on Amazon the last time I looked. If you want to read, more about GHK Copper Peptide and as he found it over 50 years ago. Let's see. Oh, reverse. Thank you, Vicki. Reverse aging with GHK. That's the website where you can see some of that research there, which is truly, truly phenomenal on again, what it does, just the support that it gives your body when that's turned on and working properly. So what questions can we answer? Anybody want to come on and ask a question? Or like I said, I don't see anybody putting in the chat if they're brand new either. So
well, I know Andreas is new. He's been using the Cellergized day and evening formula with, he's a client of Dr. Christine Parakian in California. I don't know who, it's okay, Andres. Faith Divi or Divi
he's been
is.
here before, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I know
Okay.
Faith. Yeah.
Okay. She would, and there's an iPhone. I'm not sure who the iPhone
Oh, yeah, that's true.
user
Yeah,
is.
iPhone, I'm not sure who you are. So if you're new, we would love to know that and be able to put you in the drawing.
It's Christine.
Oh, hi, Christine. So glad you're here.
No worries. Thanks for having me. Hi, Pastor
Absolutely.
Ed.
Would you like to share anything with us? Since we have a doctor in the house, we would be happy to let you share anything you'd like to share
Oh,
with
that's
us
Dr.
tonight.
Christine. Yes. Hello, Dr. Christine.
Oh, I wasn't actually thinking of anything. So if something comes into my brain, I'll clearly share it with you guys.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
being
Actually,
shy
maybe
because
I do have one.
there it is. There it
Ah,
is.
there we go. Sounds good.
I had to just think back for a few seconds. Actually, I think I had Pastor Ed speak with her a few weeks back. I had a patient who had fallen downstairs about 5 years ago, and her rib cage had formed abnormally, and she had been in pain for months and maybe a couple of years at this point. And she had come to me for a treatment, and I just felt like I couldn't even get her on the bed because she was in such bad shape. So I decided to patch her, and she just broke down like a baby because she couldn't believe she could actually take a deep breath for the first time in 3 years compared to her
Wow.
shallow breathing. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty phenomenal.
Absolutely. Praise the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's one of those things to be able to have a technology like this to help with all of
Hmm.
that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to have Andreas on board. So he's been using the Cellergize for a little bit. So we're gonna I haven't introduced him to the patches yet, but we'll get there.
It was today.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I told him next
Yes.
time we try patching him.
Yeah, Andrea, so when I had a really good conversation with him this Saturday, and we just chatted back and forth about the technology and how amazing it truly is. And what's really cool about any technology is it's how amazing it is that you want to share it with people. So the first thing you want to do is share it with others. And he was giving me a whole bunch of names of people that he thinks that this could work for. And that's what it's all about, because you care about people. When you care about people, it shows, and that this business is perfect for you because you do care for others. So congratulations on that. And well, since he is the only new one here, Dr. Christine, what we have been telling people, as Nikki has said, they went 5 days of X39. Of course, X39 in 5 days, you're really not going to feel any difference, right, Nikki?
Yeah. Yes, I wouldn't expect anything for sure, but yeah, never know. But yeah, that it's a long-term thing. Again, like I said, like I will wear it until Jesus comes to get me. So it's just about the long-term support of your whole body for the rest of your life, because GHK copper peptide is only going to stop working. So this allows it to continue to work so that your body can do whatever it wants with it, however it wants to utilize it.
But this almost sounds too good to be true and too science fiction, Andrea. So can I ask you what you like best about Nikki's presentation tonight? I'm gonna put her on the hot seat.
It was very, very informative. Um, and yeah, right. Like, you kind of read up on some of the stuff and you say, how is it that this patch? But again, it's kind of like the same thing, Christine had mentioned, when I first tried the Synergize, she said, hey, I recommend it, and sometimes all it takes is just a suggestion to kind of understand what people are really talking about. And so since I've been taking that Synergize, I told Christine, I was like, my energy levels are up in the morning. At nighttime when I take the Synergize, the nighttime one, you wake up and you don't have that, that weird taste that you normally have in your mouth. You wake up and you're like, okay, like it doesn't taste like garbage, But hearing about the patches, again, like I had mentioned to you the last time we were on the phone about a friend of mine who recently just went and got a stem cell replacement. I thought about it and I was like, wow, I'm pretty sure he must have went and spent a nice chunk of change and kind of gone way over the deep end, especially having to go get that form. And I thought to myself, well, once that came up, the conversation came up, I said, wow, this is probably an easier, better way. And what other way to figure out if it works or not, but to try it, right? So, and I mentioned it to him too, and I said, hey, maybe it'd be a good idea for you to try this innovative way of treatment and see if it works for you. But of course, he likes to do research, and I like to kind of read up on stuff too. So why not? But
Well,
it sounds good to be true. It
Andres,
sounds too good to be true, but there's a first time. There's a first time for everything, right?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Andres, I'm going to be gifting you 5 days of the oh my God, the pain patches. Sorry, I'm between patients too.
Eon.
So I'm going to be
I
gifting you 5 days to use with the X39 that they're going to be gifting you. So I think you're
Oh,
going to have
nice.
great progress just to see how
Right.
things work. And if you'd like to share it with a friend of yours too, that would be great. I'll give you some more.
Of course.
The
Yeah,
ice face patches, yes.
and that's the main thing is that really just to see if there are, and so she the Nikki mentioned where we can look for the the case studies and the reviews, and so it's just like right now I'm in school and I'm like, okay, because I have to do research too, so I want to read up on what are some of the benefits, if not what are some of the you know how long it takes and what are the reviews and what are the the benefits of what the patches can do or what they can't do. Because I went and I looked at myself also, and I seen people will obviously always have pros and cons and negative things to say about things they may or may not understand. So, but you never understand until you actually maybe try them first and see if you experience
That
any
was going to be
change.
my suggestion with you. You have to try it yourself. And on Saturday, when I see you, we're definitely going to try it this time.
Sounds good. Yeah, sure, Christine. Okay, we'll try it out.
Awesome. So, Dr. Christine, I have a question for you since you also recommend the Synergize in your practice. What are your
I
thoughts
do.
on the makeup of the Synergize product?
I think it's a great combination of things, but I mean, I wouldn't rely strictly on that. As you know, I'm an herbalist too, so I provide a lot of supplements and herbs to my clients as well. I mean, I think it's a good start to your day, but depending
Yeah.
on what issues you have, you have to definitely consider supplementing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And obviously for Andreas, like there were things there that he was clearly deficient in, which is why he feels better because now he has some nutrients working for
Well,
him
he's
in his
also been,
body.
yeah, he's also been on a lot of supplements the last few months too. So I think
Yeah.
it's a combination of things. So it'll definitely, I think it works great in combination with what I provide otherwise to my patients. It's just an added bonus. And I think it's just kind of like an igniter for them as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, I love that. I love that you help people with herbs too. Again, it's natural. It's a natural, support to our body, which God gave us. And so I love that you do that too, because our body will receive that because it was designed for our benefit and for our health. So I love that. Awesome. Thank you all
Wonderful.
so much for being on here tonight. We really appreciate you sharing with us and being here. And thank you for everyone for joining us. Please make sure that you get back to the person who invited you to the call tonight. They would love to answer your questions and get you started on the technology, and get whatever answers you need for that. But don't wait. Andreas, you were just talking about how soon it works. So GHK copper peptide turns on within 24 hours. So, and that's shown by the clinical studies. So you'll have to look at that. But yeah, it's shown over and over again to be working at 24 hours, at 7 days, at 30 days, at 90 days out, at a year out. So so fantastic on the studies. It's always working, even if you don't feel anything. That's what's amazing about it. And so over time, you will see that in any of your test results that you're running with Dr. Christine. So over time, you'll be able to see that helping benefit your body through those test results, even if you're not feeling something, which is true of my husband. That's totally what has happened with him. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here tonight. Just come
Thank you
back
very
next
much.
Monday night. Invite anybody to come and join us to learn more about this technology. Thursday night, we always do testimonial calls at 7 Central Standard Time. And so if you want to hear more about results that people are getting, Wednesday night, we talk more about the business opportunity. So sharing is caring. So we would love to share that with you as well. And with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening.
Good night. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Night. God
Good
bless.
night, everyone. Good night.
God bless.